Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Constance the Reader. Hopefully you can see me pretty well. I'm in my car. We are about to go to Books A Million because I have some volumes of manga that I need to purchase and I'm hoping that they got released today. So the things that I'm looking for, the newest volume of Titan's Bride, and of course off the top of my head I can't remember anything else. There are volumes that I'm actually really excited about, but I can't remember. So yeah, I figured let's start this reading vlog off with taking a trip to the bookstore, and I'm excited. This is my local one, the one that everybody knows me at. And I feel like they're like, look at this bitch coming in here for some more manga, but it is what it is. So without further ado, let's get into getting some books. Welcome back everybody. So I know I said that I was looking forward to the Titan's Bride. That didn't actually come out today. So Titan's Bride was not to purchase because it doesn't come out till the 22nd. I had my dates wrong or the date change. Who knows? But what I did manage to get was a Don Volume 9. So excited. I mentioned in my Disney vlog that we're introduced to this character in Volume 8. And when I was seeing the covers of 9 before I'd read Volume 8, I was like, who the fuck is this? So I know who they are. I'm enjoying this storyline so far because I think it's really cool. I like the monster. I won't turn it around for those of you who haven't read it, but it's a new thing and I think it's really cool. This character, very annoying, but it's okay. I think he does what he's supposed to do in terms of like making you love Ken more, you know? And I was just thinking last night, so not that Devin and I cosplay, I have had so many grand plans to cosplay in my life and they always fall short because I get like way too self-conscious. But Devin has curly hair and he wears glasses. I was telling him last night, oh my God, we could actually cosplay Momo and Ken. I think that would be really cute. Even if we didn't do it at a con, I think the most, I think the con that's coming up that's closest to us is NecoCon. I don't know if there's enough time to do all that, but like we would go for a day. But I think like, ooh, that could actually work. Or if Dev and I decide to stream together, like that's like an easy cosplay to put together. You know what I mean? So I got ideas, and if not this year, maybe next year. But I also got The Witch and the Night Will Survive Volume 3. It's looking like this is the final volume. So for me, that means that I'm probably going to read Volume 1 and 2 again. Because there's been so much time, or at least it feels like there's been so much time since the second volume came out. So I only vaguely remember things. I don't remember everything. So I'm probably, it's not going to be that big of a deal to reread the first and second volume. I'm pretty sure from what I remember of the last time, we kind of saw that the bigger kingdom is possibly responsible for what happened to his like little minor village. Yeah, it's kind of like a kingdom, but it's much smaller. And I want to look into that. I want to know. Hopefully this is not a rushed ending because I feel like, I mean, I had no idea that this was going to be only 3 volumes. I really didn't know. So I need to reread that second volume because it might be a rushed ending, unfortunately. It just makes me sad because I feel like even if you manage to pack a bunch of info in there, sometimes it's just like, it just needed like 1 more or it needed 2 more. I remember Black Torch, it was 5 volumes. I wish that it was a little longer because I just felt like it needed more. But I like what they did with it, with that very small amount of time. You know what I mean? Like it's only 5 volumes, but they managed to get a lot of stuff in there, but like one more volume would have been great. So what I'm looking forward to for the rest of this month is Titan's Bride, Skip and Loafer. The guy she was interested in wasn't a guy at all, volume 1. Looking forward to that a lot. And then Kusunoki is flunking her high school glow up. Really, really excited for that one. So all of those come out on the 22nd, and then Fangs volume 3 comes out on the 29th. Unless something's changed, let me go ahead and click it, because obviously I had something wrong. No, 29th. So that's exciting. And then for the rest of the year, I'm most looking forward to, at the top of my list, I'm most looking forward to Noragami. Let's make sure that hasn't changed. Okay, that comes out on the 10th of December. It's a 27th volume. I know that I will have to reread the whole series because so much has happened. I guess I don't have to read the first like maybe 10 volumes or so. I can kind of pick up where we meet where we figure out who the creator is, or, you know, the main antagonist. But why not? Why not just start over? You know what I'm saying? And then we have the Condemned Villainess. We've got Call of the Night. We've got Dawn to Dawn. We've got Though I Am an Inept Villainess. We've got The Villainess's Guide to Not Falling in Love. We have Sakamoto Days, Apothecary Diaries, Light Novel Volume 3. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to in the year of 2024. So that's exciting. Alrighty, so let's talk about the things that I have actually finished. In my last video, I talked about how I made it 50% of the way through The Playground and Cackle. Both of these books were for a book club that I had with my mom, my sister, and my cousin, and with Cindy and Jose. So The Playground, yikes, oh my God. It's an extreme horror, so I will say it did what it set out to do, which was be absolutely fucking disgusting, totally brutal. There were parts I had to skip, like descriptions of the kids being hurt. I mentioned in my vlog, I believe, where I was like, I really don't like anything that has to do with knives or like cutting. Anytime I'm watching like a scary movie or an action movie where someone is like with a knife, bitch, I can't fucking listen to it. I hate the sound that they make with it. I hate the thought of being cut. I've never been sliced, and I hope to never be sliced. It's just disgusting to me. So there are a few instances where that involves some type of blade or saw, and I was like, I can't fucking read this. Some of the things that happen are so awful in terms of how the kids are hurt. If you are someone who cannot read that, do not read this. Don't try to push through it. It is very, very sad. There are like a few parts that stand out to me that I was like, I could cry because this is so sad, especially these two sisters. That was too much for me. That was too much for me. Some people got what they deserved, and I liked that. Okay, some of the people who died and got deserved. But yeah. It was, I don't have a rating for that. It's hard to rate extreme horror, in my opinion, just because it's like, ugh. Like, I made it all the way through. It grossed me out, which is the point. But this was also like extremely like, I could never read this again. So if you want to read something that's extremely horrifying, we're talking like very brutal, you know, kids are being hurt. Then we're seeing flashbacks of someone being hurt. Yeah, that sucks. That's terrible. But then like disgusting, which is another part of extreme horror. Like Geraldine, who was our main like bad guy. Ooh, real sick bitch. Okay, nasty bitch. Okay, if I ever seen one, if I ever heard about a nasty bitch, her picture's there. Also, there were photos in this. Not the best illustrations, but who am I? I don't draw, but not my favorite. Anyway, yeah. And then I read Cackle. That was my sister's pick. I really liked that. Now, I could not stand the protagonist, Annie. I wanted to slap some sense into that woman, okay? I'm not getting into like crazy detail, but it's like, bitch, pick yourself up off the floor, okay? I understand, but at the same time, pick yourself up. No dick is worth it to be acting like this. drinking excessively. A lot of drinking. Why does it matter if you're 30? Oh my God. The world is ending. We're 30. Okay, girl, calm down. It takes her so long to like not be so like self-hating on herself. You got to stop. I didn't know where we were gonna go with it, but I ended up liking the ending. I wish that that little ending part would have gone a little bit further, because I actually don't care. I don't ever gonna get killed in my opinion, because he was a piece of shit. But all in all, I would watch that movie. And I would love to see another book, because this is a standalone book, where we see more. I want to see the life and times of these two people, these two main characters, because I like what I saw. I would watch it again. I would watch that as a movie. It was cool. But yeah, I would recommend Cackle. I don't know, so only if you're into it. Now I have to read Jose's, which I'm listening to as an audiobook. It's a bit slow. It's taking place in the 1348, so, you know, in Yoda time. I don't care for that, but we're gonna stick with it, because I stick to what I said I was gonna do for some time. So now let's talk about what we're gonna be reading for this first part of the reading vlog. I have to read Fangs, and I have to read Psychopaths. I am so close to being finished with all the things that I said I was going to read for this Halloween stuff. I still have to read volume 2 of Parasite, and I still have to read volume 2 of PTSD Radio before I move on to How I Met My Soulmate. I did also finish Kiryu Kill Me. This was so good. I really love this manga. It's 7 Cs, so I need to find a way to get volume 3, but I like it. I think that this is really fun. It was a good little thing to read after the playground. Other than that, because I don't want this to be too long, I'm almost done with Devin's pick for his book club, which was Sorcery of Thorns. I think I made it to 50% of the way through, so honestly, I'm going to power through that, because it's pretty easy to get through, honestly. So for this first part, I will be reading these two, period, because I have to. And I don't know which one I'm going to decide to pick up yet. This will be a surprise to both of us. And then I'm going to finish Sorcerer of Thorns, because I technically surpassed Devin last night. Yesterday, he had made it to chapter 18. I made it to chapter 19. And to me, now I'm taking it as a competition, because I want to finish it before him, because he's listening to it and I'm physically reading it. So yeah, hopefully that'll be done soon, and I will check back in with y'all. I'm going to get over here on the side of the sofa where my heat blanket is. I refuse to turn the heat on yet, but it is cold as hell in this house. It is so frigid. I need a hot drink, but I'm not going to turn the heat on yet, because I don't believe in that. It's only October. We can wait. We can keep the hoodie on. We can have the inexpensive sweatpants from Old Navy and the little old man slippers. Get on the heat blanket and keep it moving until we turn the heat on. That's what I believe, and that's what she'll be doing. So I will see you guys in a minute.
Demon Slayer went on the floor beside her, within reaching distance, but not close enough to appear threatening. She didn't want the Codex to perceive her as its enemy. "You really have been there then," she said, "to the other world." His eyes narrowed further.
Hello everybody. We just left Hot Pot 757. We were with Devin's dad and it was very delicious. And now we are on our way to the bookstore, because Debbie is such a sweet little baby angel and is taking Connie on a little book spree, so it doesn't feel like I have the book buying problem. Are you excited, Debbie?
Very.
I promise I won't be crazy. You're not going to have a $400 bill.
Alright, I'll time it.
We're not timing it.
Oh.
That's not happening again.
Okay.
That was too much stress. But yes, you guys will see us in there.
I should have just let you keep going.
Yeah, I should have just. I started talking before I hit the go button, so that's why we're laughing. Anyway, Debbie was so kind as to get me some manga, and I did a really good job. See, I didn't go crazy now. Crimson Spell. Just I don't know what it's about, but it just looked nice. Twilight Out of Focus Volume 5. I have the first 4. Heart Gear Volume 4. And then Kai X Raku, I got Volume 2 and Volume 3. So that's exciting. I didn't film in there because there were some very weird, loud people. I just couldn't be bothered. But yeah, so now we're on our way home. I will fill y'all in about what I have read. And we had so much fun eating at Hot by 7 by 7. Right, little kitty?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll see y'all in a second. Not hit end. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so it has been quite a few days since I last reported to y'all. I think the last time I filmed something was on Wednesday of last week. It is now Monday. It's just been super busy at work. I agreed to overtime and I just didn't really think about that when I said yes to it. Don't necessarily regret it because I'm about to pay my car off, so I'm gonna need the overtime, but I just really was not paying attention to days of the week. So it's Monday. I've already done my shift for today. So now we're going to get into the reading vlog. You know, I gotta fit this in anywhere I can. So I finished Fangs Volume 1. This was really good. I haven't necessarily watched a bunch of people talk about this, but I like it. So basically in this world, vampires like are a part of society to a certain extent. Like it doesn't seem like a lot of regular people know about vampires, but they have particular jobs within the community. Like this guy is like a cop, but not like a cop, like a human cop. He's a cop with vampires, I think. I'm a little fuzzy on that. But this person, which is really hard to see him, he's very washed out, very, very pale and white. He is turned into a vampire. This guy basically finds him, explains the situation to him, and is like, hey, I'm going to kind of like have you under my wing until the time comes where we can find you a partner. And where we start off this volume, basically they're at like a gala of all vampires, and the whole point is for vampires to couple up with other vampires. And the only thing I'm a little confused about, because they can bite each other, and that's kind of like makes you a pair. So he is a virgin, so to speak, because he's never bitten another vampire. He is just a newly turned vampire. And when he goes to this gala, everybody's freaking out because they're like, oh my God, we haven't had a virgin in so long. And he's getting offended because he's like, excuse me, not like that, sir. But they do want people to be coupled. And so far, like, I really liked it. I like the two main characters. I think it actually has a lot of humor, and I like the way some of their expressions are drawn. I think it's really cute. But there is somebody that we meet who is paired with a human. There's somebody that we meet whose partner took their own life and sat in the sun for too long and, you know, is dead. And I think this is going to end up being like a very interesting and cool manga. So I'm looking forward to it. So the next volume I do own. The third volume is pretty much out now. I just have to order it, but I'm not going to order it until I read the second one, just in case I don't like it. But I don't think I'm going to have that problem. But Fangs was good. Psychopaths Volume 1. I know I keep saying, I don't remember how many volumes it is. It's 6 volumes, if I'm correct. I don't think I'm wrong. I think it's 6 volumes. This is different from the anime because now it seems like every volume is going to be following a new case, but I think they're all going to be linked to each other, possibly. And in this one, it had to do with organs that were basically like somebody dies and their liver has like has a number on it. I was about to say case number. It has some type of tattoo on it, and it's like a transplant, but it's a little hard to follow, but it was really good. So basically they're solving a crime. Okay. And I liked it. Now, we don't see that one officer that you saw from the anime, so I don't know if this is supposed to be before or after. I haven't watched the anime in so long. And you know what? I might actually rewatch it just because, just for fun, because this was good. I liked it. I'm going to continue on because obviously I own them all. So I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I read this. I don't know if I went into detail, but still really enjoying Kiru Kill Me. I thought this was very funny. It did have more like fan servicey upskirt moments this time, but it's just so funny to me. I like this series so much. So I definitely will be getting the 3rd volume. At the time I had said I wanted to collect these used if possible when I got the 1st volume used, but I'm just going to slowly acquire it, and maybe I will just get it digitally. I'm trying to be better about that. Moving on. So the other day I talked about how I found I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess Volume 1 and Volume 2 at 2nd and Charles. I had found I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess Betrothed a few weeks ago, and I didn't really understand the order to read it. Well, this was the order to read it, was these 2 first, but there's a 3rd volume that I just went ahead and got digitally so I could move on to Betrothed. But yeah, okay, so this reminds me of, oh, what's that one called? I can't remember. I feel so bad. It was one that I think I liked, but I read it digitally. That's why I don't remember, because I don't have it physically like this. I don't have my iPad with me, but basically he's a king. He's looking for someone to marry, and when he decides that a flower tattoo, like a mark, not really a tattoo, but a mark, like a birthmark almost, appears on the woman. So in the other manga that I read, it appeared on her thigh, and it was almost like a garter belt. She tried to like resist like as much as she could, but she eventually had to say, yes, we're gonna get married. But anyway, similar in this situation, except our main female character, she is like a duke's daughter or something like that, the prime minister's daughter, somebody. She has in a way kind of been promised to the prince for not forever. Like, it's a little hard to get like put a pin in that, like when exactly was this decided. Was it when she was a kid or when she was a little bit older? But she doesn't want to marry the prince. She wants to marry for love. And the one thing that you can do, so you basically can call off an engagement, so they're definitely engaged to be married, but they've never met each other, is you can have sex. And if you have sex without that, not of the person that you were supposed to be married to, especially the crown prince, specifically the crown prince, you can get out of the engagement. So she is determined. She's like, I'm going to have sex for the first time. So she has been hearing from her friend that there's this mysterious guy at these mysterious parties where people are all anonymous and they just get their freak on. And she was like, well, you know what? I'm going to go find that guy because, yeah, I want to have sex and I don't want to be married. Well, wouldn't you know it? It's him. He just changes his hair color up and they get to knocking boots. And he is like, I just think you're so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And then he finds out who she is. So basically, the funny thing here is that she's trying so hard to not be married to him. Now that they have had sex and he put the mark on her. She didn't know that, but he put the mark on her because he was like, oh, then he finally figured out who she was. And he was like, okay, I like this bitch. I like this bitch a lot. Also, I almost forgot, she is from another world. She's been reincarnated. I almost forgot that. So she is different from the women in this world in that she's not, I don't want to say a prude, because sex is like pretty common in this world, but it's not, women can't be the aggressors. Women can't be the one who are like, yes, I want to have sex with you. Let's do it from here. Let's do it from there. Let's do it everywhere. It is all very like cat and mouse, and they can only have missionary. I don't know. When he's like, let me flip you over, girl. That's when he knew that this is the bitch for me. And he most certainly did do that. But yeah, so funny, she ends up binding them even closer. I know I'm giving the whole thing away, I'm sorry, but this ended up being really fun, really fun read. So yeah, I liked the thing I liked about this is that you get his point of view at one point. He has a high sex drive like most of the royal family, and he doesn't want to just be sleeping with just everybody and everybody knows about it. So that's why he ends up going to these parties, because he's like, I can sate my, my lustiness, but nobody has to know my business. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, blah, blah, blah. They're going to get married now. Enter a third person who's always been in love with her. She's only ever seen him as a brother, but I think he's about to do some shit. And that's kind of where the second volume picks up with this other guy who has been her childhood friend and really does not like this engagement. So I have to read the third volume first, and then I move on to Betrothed. I'm sorry that was a very long explanation. But that is what I've read so far. I have not had the opportunity to read a lot. It just has not worked out for whatever reason. And here I am at home ready to read with y'all. So we've got a lot of stuff. You see a huge stack here. There's 2 huge stacks over there. There's a stack right here. It's just like, I can't stand myself sometimes. So I know that I had said that once I finish some of these, well, I wasn't even supposed to read I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess. Let's read those yet. But it is what it is. What can I say? You know, y'all know who I am. Y'all know how I am. So for whatever reason, I started watching Mob Psycho, and I like it so much. I was like, well, let me go ahead and pull my 5 volumes out that I own and just read these 5 volumes. I think that would be a good idea. So since I watched most of the episodes, I basically have made it to like the final, let's see, what chapters are we at? I'm basically on chapter 9, the final few chapters in Mob Psycho. Actually, it's just the final chapter. So I'm not going to reread all of this. I'm just going to finish that chapter and not watch the episode. And yeah, I'm going to start reading Mob Psycho 100. I'm sorry, I like it, but honestly, it kind of fits in with Halloween, October time. It has to do with ghosts and exorcism. So yeah. I know I mentioned at some point that I was going to not necessarily reread this whole thing, but I mean, why not? We'll just say I'm going to reread the first volume so I can read the second and third volumes of The Witch and the Beast. I have this stack here because technically I pulled this out before any of these got pulled, even the ones for Halloween. So yeah, I know. I can't stand myself sometimes. For first volumes I had pulled were Insomniacs After School, Sasaki and Miyano, 10 Count, Love Nest, and I didn't pull this out at the time, but Can't Stop Cursing You. So it kind of goes in the stack with the first volumes, but I had also pulled Witch Hat Atelier, Samurai 8, and Berserk. Those were second volumes that I wanted to read. Then I also pulled the next 2 volumes of The Gray Man out. I pulled the next volume of One Piece out. I pulled technically, I think 5 volumes, but these 2 are sitting beside me. The next 2 volumes of Bleach out. I am going to actually read Bleach for this because I'm almost done with the box set. I didn't realize how far I had gotten, and I'm really close. So Bleach is going to get read, period. Like, I need to finish this box set. And then I want to actually be able to watch the newest season of Bleach. So, yeah. What else do I have left? Like I mentioned, I have the I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess Betrothed. They're about to get married in this one. I still have Parasite, PTSD Radio, Volume 2, and Chojin X Volume 4 I need to read. I still have How I Met My Soulmate that I have to read. And I just got Titan's Bride, Volume 5. I will be reading this. But other than that, you guys are going to see what I'm going to read when I come back. I'm going to just get into reading. I'm not going to think too hard. I'm just going to pick something up and start. But when I come back, we'll talk about the Sorcerer's Thorn? Something. My husband's book club pick for his book club. I did finish that. I'll put a picture up because I don't remember the name of it, but it is what it is. It was okay. Well, we'll talk a little bit we'll chat about it. But yes, so I will be back. I will see you guys in a minute. The hope is, and we're going to put myself to the test, I'm going to read 5 volumes. So wish me luck. In a second, you will see me again and pray that I've read 5 volumes. Hey, everybody. Okay, so I wanted to pop in here because it is almost 7 o'clock. I haven't read 5 things. I know, but Devin got off work early today, so we're gonna watch movies. We just had dinner. I am making my way through the 3rd volume of I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess, so I am 63% of the way done. I'm gonna be reading that like throughout the night. So I figured I would just give an update because, you know, I'm really bad about that. Like, I usually like show up again in the morning, and I didn't want to do that. Okay, I wanted to be with y'all. But I did manage to finish Mob Psycho 100. I realized though that actually I had read that, I had watched that scene in the show, but it's okay. I will be moving on to volume 2 at some point. I'm not rushing it, but I will be moving on to volume 2 at some point. I did though read How I Met My Soulmate. This is good. Okay, so I will say that I'm gonna be moving on to volume 2 probably this month. I know that I went over like the mountains of stuff that I said I was going to read, but sometimes you just start the first volume of something and you're like, oh my god, it is just so good. I really like this. Basically, Yuki is 20-year-old, young adult. It sounds like she's never dated anybody, and she's finally at this age where she's like, I really want to make friends, but I really also want to meet a guy, because she struggles with like being alone and like going to sleep. So she clearly like kind of needs somebody around her. I don't think it's like a desperate thing though. So she has a friend, I assume from college, I can't really remember from the beginning, but she has a friend who's like, oh my god, let's go clubbing, blah, 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 blah. They go clubbing, they meet some people, and it's not the best experience, but it is a good experience in the end. She meets somebody who basically is like, oh, hey, I'll try to set you up with some people, you and your friend. And as this is going on, and she's becoming close friends with, what's his name? Iori, I think. When she meets Iori, they become friends, and it definitely is an interesting relationship. She is like on and off, thinking that she has feelings for him a little bit, but then she's like, no, we're just cool. He doesn't look at me like that, doesn't think of me that way. And somehow she is kind of reunited with someone from her past that she had this great memory in her mind about their encounter, but she finds out that that is not exactly what it really was for that other person. So it kind of throws her for a loop in her feelings about like who she likes, who has liked her, what's it mean to have like a special moment with someone, I guess you could say. But this ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. I'm happy for Yuki. I think that it's interesting because who it seems like she could end up with, the backstory seems pretty bad, but then like they resolve the situation. So it's like, ooh, okay, something could come of this. But clearly Iori is having feelings for her too, in my opinion. They're developing, Iori. Something's developing. I don't think he's quite there yet, realizing like, oh, I think I have a thing for her, but I like it so far. So yes, I'm going to finish that one on my iPad. I also requested some stuff from NetGalley, so we'll see about that. But I think for the rest of the night, the only things I'm going to really have around me are going to be my iPad to read some of the manga. I might start something on my Kindle. I also need to replace my Kindle soon. I'm really sad because it's running out of space and the battery life is kind of like funky. It's going out really fast, like a lot faster than it ever has before. Now, granted, that could be because I'm actually reading on it. Since I've taken like so long between reading things on my Kindle, I'm actually disappointed in myself about that. But what can you do? And then I think I'm gonna read The Gray Man. So I'm gonna go, we're gonna wrap this night up. We're gonna watch the movie Cuckoo with, what's her name? Hunter Schafer. Love Hunter Schafer. But yeah, it's gonna be a good night. I work tomorrow, but that's okay. We're still gonna get some reading in. It's gonna be a very, very long week. I still had the PTO. My boss is coming, I think, and we have to do some store visits, so I'm gonna try. Maybe I'll do some car vlogging like I did back in the day. So I will see you guys later. Welcome back, everybody. Hello, it's been a minute since I checked in with y'all. So, I don't know where we left off. and we might be coming to the end soon because I've lost track of time. All this overtime, it's taking it out of me. And tonight is hangout date night. So I wanted to get this in really quick because, you know, I'm not going to have much time to talk to y'all later because when Devin gets home and we eat dinner, we're going to be all right for the rest of the night. We will not be talking on here, probably reading, but we are going to watch Dawn to Dawn. That's for sure. And I'm getting Devin on Noragami, and I got to try to find a movie for us to watch. So exciting. So anyway, let's talk about what I've read so far. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I started watching Mob Psycho 100. I don't remember why I started watching that. As soon as I watched it, I was like, oh, let me read the 5 volumes I own. So just know I've pretty much strayed almost completely away from the first volumes I talked about wanting to read a bit. So I read volumes 1 and 2, liked them. It is really interesting, the art style here versus what you see on the show. They're similar, but they're not. There's just something a little bit more I don't know what the right word is. This is probably not the right word, so I apologize. It's probably gonna not sound like it's the right one to use, but for lack of a better one, kind of crude. I don't think that's the right word. Rough, maybe? I don't know, or very minimal. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. Very, very minimal. There is some stuff going on when they have a battle, you know, so there is detail, but it's minimal. It's so interesting. So I do like it. I only have the first 5 volumes. I bought them quite a while ago. I probably will not buy any more after the 5th volume. I'm going to try to read them digitally, or after I read the 5, I'm just going to watch the anime. I don't know. I don't know. I always say that, and then sometimes I end up getting stuff, especially if it's half off or used. So we'll see. I read volume 12 of D. Gray Man. Oh, I got nowhere near this when I was watching D. Gray Man. So it's been very sad. Okay. I don't know what's happened to 2 of our, I don't want to say main or side, but 2 characters who are pretty important to the Exorcists, but aren't necessarily main characters like Alan and Lena Lee. But I'm hoping that they're not dead. Let's just leave it at that. I picked up How I Met My Soulmate. I did say I was going to read this, and I did, and I really liked it. And I already pulled volume 2 because I liked this a lot. Did I talk about reading this? Now that I'm sitting here, I think I did talk about reading this. I don't know. Either way, I won't go into too much detail just in case I did. I enjoyed it. I'm going to read volume 2. That's just how it's going to be. All right. I did. Oh, okay. So I'm actually glad that I remembered that. So I read I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess Volume 3. That was not bad. I do really enjoy this series because I like how you see multiple people's POVs. You don't just see Lydiana's, who is the main female character. Her, you know, the fiance, the princess. I do like her because she is from Japan. So basically she's been isekai'd into this world, and it's not like she's trying to bring Japan in here. It's that she's really following the rules of this world that she's in. The only thing that she does not agree with is polygamy, which happens in here. But then we understand why the polygamy kind of thing happens. So yeah, I still don't like polygamy, but that's not for me anyway. So it doesn't really matter what my opinion is. It's not happening in my household, so I don't care. But yeah, Freed, yeah. I think that women who liked ACOTAR would really like this because, yeah, she wants to sleep with him, but he definitely coerces her sometimes. When she's like, no, a no is a no. I don't care how playful we sound. It's a no, so get your fucking hands off me. But I think people who like ACOTAR would really like this because that's one of the reasons why I stopped reading ACOTAR, besides the fact that I eventually stopped liking the author and the problematicness of Sarah J. Maas. But I read the first book. I started the second book, and that first chapter where she's trying to have a discussion with him about something that's very meaningful to her. I don't remember exactly what she was trying to talk to him about. And he was just like, let's not talk about that. I'm going to go down on you. Excuse me? Excuse me? I'm going to pick you up by your chin and we're about to talk. Okay. For some reason, I can bear it with manga. I don't know what it was about ACOTAR. That just really pissed me off. Maybe because when it came to ACOTAR, it's like, this is like a young adult fantasy when you first read the first book. And then I feel like it jumps into like adult. And that was kind of throwing me off because I kept thinking like, if this is supposed to be for, now obviously if you're 19, you're not like a kid, but like Throne of Glass versus ACOTAR, you're kind of seeing some different things. People weren't really having sex in a lot of detail in Throne of Glass. I have not read Throne of Glass in a long time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we didn't go into deep detail. And then that's what I was expecting from ACOTAR. And at the time, because this is when it first came out, I don't remember it being explicitly told that this is going to be going into adult style. So it is what it is. But I can bear it with this because I knew what to expect. Whatever. So yes, if y'all who like ACOTAR and you like all the sex and shit in it, y'all probably like this. And it's interesting, and there's a story going on. Someone's about to try to come for Lydiana and possibly Freed. And, you know, I can't stand for that because I really do like Lydiana. So, what else did I read? From NetGalley, I got, of course it logged me out, and I can't stand when that shit happens. Oh my god, that pisses me off. I have agreed to everything. Oh yeah, I read Home Office Romance by Kintetsu Yamada. I don't think I can make the cover big. I'm gonna try to get as close as possible. Focus, focus, focus. And this is from the creator of Sweat and Soap, and it was so cute. I rated that 5 stars. I thought it was so adorable. I actually thought this was really what happened in their personal life. Did it? I don't think it did, but it was cute because you kind of saw one of the main characters reading Sweat and Soap in the manga. It was so cute. It's a standalone, so if you have NetGalley and you want to request it, it's a Kodansha. Yeah, it's a Kodansha title, and you did get it like automatically, so I would recommend it. It was very, very cute. Now, I don't want to go on too much of a tangent on this. I explained this to Devin last night, and he was just as confused as I was, okay? So I'm gonna try to keep it normal. Alpha Wolf Girl, Omega Wolf Boy. Now, I got this the other day. It's wrapped in plastic. It's a steamship title, okay? I knew that it was gonna be freaky naughty, okay? But here's what the back says. There's a top dog. Nobody realizes Okami Ichiro is an Omega. At his high-class restaurant job, he poses as an alpha to advance his career and status. Everything is going smoothly until a new trainee, Ukami Ako, becomes a thorn in his side. When he tries to show her who's boss, she reveals she's secretly an alpha. If he doesn't submit to her will, his life will be ruined. Okay. I have never read an Omegaverse thing. Ever. I have like one BL title that's Omegaverse, but I haven't read it yet. I didn't know, and I don't know if this is exactly how it is, okay? But, right. So what intrigued me was I like stuff where it's not like the guy is the one who is always being like assertive and on top, if you will. I like it when a woman is like that. So that's what intrigued me about this. So, okay. So I don't go on a tangent. No sexual encounter in this is consensual. Didn't know that. Had no clue that not a single time anybody's gonna be having sex in this. If you would call it sex, I think you would use the R word in these cases. Nothing is consensual. I don't understand how the Omega is giving off a pheromone that drives the alphas crazy, but the Omega is wrong for that. But the alpha is the one who just takes it from people. who assaults people. I mean, let's just keep it real, just assaulting everybody. But then then Omegas are treated like, oh, well, you did that on purpose for giving that to, what? Then there's Beta. What's the Beta doing? It just seems like they're just like a neutral, like, thing. I don't know. It doesn't like they give off anything. But the thing is that our main character, he is an Omega pretending to be an Alpha, because in this world, you know, oh, I mean, not really in the world, I guess that's how it really works. I don't know Latin, but Alpha's up here. I don't know where Beta is. Is Beta in the middle and then Omega's at the bottom? I don't know. But Alpha's up here. So it's almost like you're definitely treated differently if you're Omega. Some people don't treat you too badly, but then like in this society, like you are treated lesser. And he is pretending to be an Alpha, hates Alphas, but then treats Omegas poorly. So he's got a lot of, we got a lot of internalized self-hatred going on. But then we have Akko. She is pretending to be an Omega and she's really an Alpha. And it's very clear that she does not like fakers, okay? She doesn't like people who pretend to be something they're not, even though that she's doing that. I don't really get that. She's technically doing it herself. And then she's displaying the things that Okami doesn't like about Alphas on him, but she feels justified, and then it's wild, okay? Then somehow she has a penis and a vagina. I don't know how that works. Is that, and I'm not, because I've never read an Omegaverse thing. Is that how it usually goes? I don't know. So he's trying to show her who's boss because she's pissing him off. She says, actually, no, I'm about to bend you over. And then she then bends him over whenever she wants. So then it's almost like, what's the point of the vagina? I don't know. These are just questions in my mind. So he's again, she's like, look, bitch, don't ever try that. You were trying to put something on me and I'm about to change it up on you. Okay. No one's really right in this situation. Okay. No one is correct. Many times Akko is just doing that to many people, to him multiple times. And we see it again with someone else, and someone just tries to take advantage of Okami. I was on a whirlwind of like, what is going on? Every which way someone is getting assaulted, and so nothing is consensual. Just so you know. I didn't know that. That's on me. I hate to say this, but then like his backstory, his mom seems like she's an Alpha, he's an Omega. I don't know how that works. I would have thought that was just like through the blood, bloodline. We see a flashback kind of showing us like why he has this hatred towards Alphas. He's a child and he's being taken. What the fuck is going on in this world? Is that okay? I don't know. And then what's up with her? Why does she have such a hatred towards people who are pretending to be something that they're not? So like, I'm intrigued by these two people's backstories. Like, what's going on here? And then they have a friend who works in the restaurant who's a Beta, who asks questions. And then Akko can have a period. I don't know. But the likelihood of me reading Volume 2 is very high. I already put it on the wish list just to read it when it comes out. Because I don't know. I'm in a weird slippery slope of stuff that I was like, I didn't know if I'll ever read something like this. This isn't horror, but like extreme horror, I don't know, for me. Some of the dark romance girlies, I was like, okay, well, I'm not into kinky shit like that. Like super kinky. I don't like consensual non-consent. That's not for me. That's not for me in my household. But I'm definitely reading things that I never thought I would read. So there you have it. And I forgot, because I brought up the penis and vagina, I read The Titan's Bride, and we just got introduced to a new being, a featherling, who has both, and they lay eggs. I don't know what's going on, but even in The Titan's Bride, who's coming for Caius, I think that's the Titan's name, and coming for what's-his-face? Yuichi. Someone's coming for the human. So yes, I will be reading Volume 6 of The Titan's Bride. Yes, I will most likely be reading Volume 2 of Alpha Wolf Girl Omega Wolf Boy. And who knows what else is about to happen. Okay, I still need to read Jose's pick for our book club, because I started it I don't really know, but we're gonna see, because it takes place in like 1358. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. But I'm gonna push through it, because I'm gonna stick to what I said. I'm gonna stick to what I said. So I have this giant bag. It's slowly, things are getting read that I take with me to work. Now, it's probably never gonna be empty, because it just keeps piling up. I keep pulling stuff here, I keep pulling stuff there. I got all this new manga that I have to tell y'all about later. But yes, I'm gonna end this portion of the video now. We'll be coming back for one more, okay? We will be coming back for one more time. But yeah, wish me luck. I don't have anything else crazy weird to be reading, I don't think. I don't think anything that I have right now is going to just leave me speechless like this did. But hey, if you've read this, let me know. Actually, explain Omegaverse to me if you don't mind in the comments. I'd love to talk about it. Is that normal? Is that normal how it works in Omegaverse, where that's going on with the pheromones and stuff? I don't know. I thought all of that had to do with wolves. I don't think wolves have it. I don't know. I'm just a human. I suppose. But yeah, I will see you guys again. Devin should be calling me in a minute. So as he's on his way home, we're going to have a delicious dinner, and we're going to just have fun for the rest of the night. So I will see you guys again. And yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back. So we're finally at the end of this reading vlog. I am really sorry that it has been so long. I assume that it's been long. I finally uploaded all of the clips previously of today. I just have a feeling it's gonna be kind of long, so I apologize in advance. But I do want to talk about the few things that we read. Like, I was getting nervous because I was like, I haven't even read anything since the last time I spoke. I just misplaced everything. But as you can see, I got this just cleaned up over here. You know, I don't have any other manga back there. Now it's over here, but I will be reading those. So without further ado, let's talk about what I've read. So now I'm hoping that I didn't talk about these. I think that's the issue. I don't think I did. I did read How I Met My Soulmate, Volume 2. I really like this. I'm going to be picking up Volume 3 probably now, because this ended up being a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. It's like everything I liked about In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, but they're not in high school. So I do prefer like young adult romance more than like young adult, like, hey, we're in high school. I don't hate that, you know, scenario, but obviously I can't relate anymore. I'm in my 30s and it's a little too angsty for me. I don't remember being that angsty, but I might have been. But yes, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I also read The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl. This was really cute. So I think I have 6 volumes of this that I got used, and I will be finishing what I own. This was obviously very short, so it was a quick read. It's like little snippets of them in the office. He is the descendant of like a snow spirit or a frost spirit or something. So when he gets nervous or has big emotions, sometimes he will create a blizzard or he will freeze himself. So it's very, very cute. I liked it. And I like how this ended, where we basically saw them meeting for the first time as they work in the same office. I just finally finished Volume 4 of Chojin X. What I still have to read that I own is Volume 5, so I don't have Volume 6 or 7. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can get the rest of these online to read, because I don't know if I want to keep physically buying them. Not a bad thing, just I don't need to own this one to finish it. Obviously, had to read Deep Gray Man, Volume 13. Still really enjoying it. I think I've already pulled Volume 14, so I will be continuing on, and hopefully, even though today is the 30th of October, I'm hoping that I can actually get to Volume 20 like in the next day. I think I can, because like it's moving very fast. I also finished Mob Psycho 100 Volume 3. This is another one where I have a total of 5 volumes, so I'm going to read the last 2. I don't think that I will continue to buy Mob Psycho 100. I like it enough, but I think I'd rather just watch the anime. I like the art style when I'm watching it. I'm not the biggest fan when I'm reading it. It's okay. It's just not my favorite. Finally, for the love of God, I finally finished PTSD Radio Volume 2. I read this so quickly that I was like, I don't know why it's taking me so long. So I went ahead and just pulled Volume 3 and I will be reading that because I just can't keep doing this to myself. Because I was confused about what was going on. I figured it out pretty quickly because like we're still seeing characters from the first volume, but some are newly introduced now. I am lost. I don't exactly know what's going on, but I'm here. I'm here and I'm doing it. And the last one I wanted to talk about, because this one was up in the air for me, okay? If you watched my last video, which was my haul, I talked about the fact that I had done a little, research, aka looking at the comments when people were asking for suggestions for what to read now that, most of us are caught up on Yakuza Fiancé. And somebody suggested Yakuza Lover. And I read this last night, and I can see myself continuing to read this, but I probably won't buy these. But I will say, no, this does not hit the spot. This does not hit the spot. This does not scratch the itch that Yakuza Fiancé did. Like, the thing about Yakuza Fiancé is that Yoshino is obviously the granddaughter of a Yakuza, like, second in command dude. Like, she's within that lifestyle, but she hasn't like lived it like that, right? So she knows about what's going on. She knows the inner workings and stuff, but she's not out there hustling for, the gang. But the fact that she already is kind of aware is what is nice. And then Kirishima, obviously, he's not super duper high up, he's related to, and he's kind of like up there, but he's not like the number 2 or the number 1 person. And in a way, it is kind of a slow burn. Obviously, we know that Kirishima is like obsessed with Yoshino, especially from what we saw in the last volume, and it's been for quite some time. He has let that slip, or he has said that, but we haven't seen it, and we saw that in the last volume. But I still think that her like becoming more comfortable with him, and even though she made a decision that she's like, I'm gonna fuck him up for what he did to me because he pissed me off. So she's like, I'm gonna make him fall in love with me and then I'm gonna ditch him. But like, clearly she's developing feelings for him. I really liked that about Yakuza Fiancé. It's a slow burn to a certain extent. I can't even talk about the chapters I read. Oh my God, I was so happy for what happened. But it's just something about it. Like, I really liked it. She's tough. She holds her own. Kirishima is the same way. We don't totally know like how real all of these feelings are, even though I do think that these feelings are real for her. But yeah, he's kind of fucked up. Right? So with this one, it's like insta love. And I'm so used to reading that in regular, like young adult fantasy and stuff, or fantasy. I don't hate insta love, but it's not my favorite. And that's essentially what happens here. Like, our main character, or our main female character, Yuri, she is like 20 something. She may be a virgin. I'm not really sure, but she is determined to find a boyfriend, and she doesn't want any nonsense with any guys who just seem like they just want to use her and like kind of move on to the next. So she is assertive in what she wants. And, if somebody's trying to get rough with her, whatever, she'll give them a, But she and her friend end up at a party, and something goes down, that something's about to happen. And guess what? Hell fucking no. The Yakuza dude, whose name I cannot, Oya, he shows up, and he's like immediately enamored with her. I don't dislike that. I wish that instead of it just like, oh, I'm falling into you, I'm falling for you right now, I actually wish that what would have happened, and I'm kind of giving spoilers away, so if you don't want to know, like, skip like the next few minutes. But I do want to talk about my thoughts. I wish that instead of him giving her the coat and her immediately wanting to see him, and then she's just like obsessed with him immediately, I actually wish that they were running into each other without meaning to. And even though they both are thinking about each other, they're not actively like trying to see each other the way that they are and then like instantly saying I love you. I want a little bit more cat and mouse. For someone as assertive as she is and like seeming like I really want a boyfriend, I don't want to mess around, she almost turns into like a swooning, like, oh, woe is me, take care of me, I'm obsessed with you, I don't want to see that. I actually wanted her to be a little bit more hard to get, you know what I mean? I didn't want her to be just instantly obsessed with him. Him being instantly obsessed with her, I don't mind. Him saying I love you, I don't care. Come on now. Come on. We're not, you know, at the same time, I don't know. So, you know, I mean, we're already, I love you. Oh my God, let's be together forever. I don't like that. So that's why for me, I think I will continue reading this, but I'm not going to continue buying the volumes. But I mean, I don't know. But you know, he's good looking. I will say this. The art, the way that like she is drawn, Yuri, oh, let me focus. She is so cute. He is very handsome. Okay, he's kind of hot. He's kind of hunky. He could be in Yakuza Fiance for sure. He's a little scrawny, but that's okay. Devin was scrawny when I first met him. Okay, he was very, very tiny. That was so cute. And you know, they get a little passionate. I like that. But at the same time, I don't know. It's just something about it. I will say though, like there are these moments where they are so, like she is drawn so cute. I cannot take how cute she is drawn. Like sometimes she's drawn like a cat and it's fucking adorable. But I don't know. I would keep going though. I'll keep going. But then some of the things that get said is kind of corny. It is what it is. I don't know. What was the first thing I was like, oh, okay, I like the way that's looking now. What's the part? Let me see. It's probably a little after that. Let's see. I will say he looks like someone that Kirishima would kill easily. And that's okay. Shoma would kill him. That's all right. I don't know. You know, he's kind of fine. For a scrawny man, he kind of fine. But yeah, I don't know. Clearly, I'm just kind of like on the fence. I'm trying not to compare it to Yakuza Fiance because that's not fair because they're not the same. But I trusted someone in a comment section and it did not do what they said it was going to do. Now, something someone else suggested was Firefly Wedding, and I'm going to read what I can online in English. I will say the cover of that looks like I might enjoy it. So I won't say that Yakuza Lover is a complete miss because I feel like I have to keep giving more and more volumes a try. But one volume is all that I will buy. If someone wants to buy them for me, feel free. But I will only be buying that. So anyway, I know this vlog is super long already, so I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. November's coming up. I won't have all this fucking overtime. Thank God. Which, low-key, I do want the overtime now. But then I had no time to really film. Like, it was very sporadic. That whole, like, all of the stuff you just saw has been, like, over, I think, 2.5 weeks of time. That's ridiculous. It should never be that serious when it comes to work. Am I right? So hopefully that changes in the month of November. Yeah, so I'm excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you liked it, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on other social media. It's in the description box down below. And you have a good day. Goodbye.